All right, guys, we're back with a stand-up video today. Okay, today what I want to talk about is an alternative to what seems to be everyone's favorite takedown right now, every jiu-jitsu guy's obsession, the Uchi. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys what I think is a safer, more effective alternative. But let me explain why, right? And I've been fortunate enough to, in my upbringing, be able to train with a lot of high-level judoka that are also that train jiu-jitsu, and I have so much respect for the art of judo. And what a lot of people don't realize, unless you've been exposed to like high-level judokas, is a throw like a uchimata. Man, that takes a lot of training, like a lot of uchikomis, a lot of strict training with also good training partners, people who know how to break fall, people who know how to yield to the throw. And I think I think because the throw looks so beautiful and it's flashy, right? We're seeing a lot of people in jiu-jitsu try to use it, but to be honest, the form is off. You see hobbyists at the open mat trying to do uchimata, and like they're going to throw and it just ends up ugly. They knock out their training partner. I've seen videos where they knock out themselves or they hurt their partner's legs. It's a very dynamic move, and it takes a lot of discipline with the form. And I feel like people are kind of just doing it because it's cool, and like they're not really thinking about how to execute it, not even effectively, but safely. Okay, so I think people need to understand that if you're just a hobbyist and you're not training judo like as a discipline in its own, it's probably not a safe option for you. And if you are a jiu-jitsu guy, the reality is if you're going to train the uchimata, right, the big, I'm not going to do it on Nate, okay, because even I don't have the best form with it because you have to have so much stability, right? You have the wrist. Okay, if you're going to actually use the throw, look at how much strength, like stability and rotational power you would need to finish, okay, the throw here. And even Nate did a horrible break fall right there, okay? Because jiu-jitsu guys, man, we don't do that stuff, okay? But again, what I want to show today is how do we use that position, still make it effective, and then safe, okay? So let's just get into it. So the basic uchimata throw here, okay? Basically what you're trying to do is you're getting your partner to hinge forward as you hinge forward. And basically what you need is your partner's body. I'm going to just guide you a little bit here. You're making the upper body rotate. Your leg is bumping their hips, move forward. Okay? You're making their upper body rotate. The leg is going to be elevated in the air until he does a full rotation. You throw him. Okay? Again, very dynamic. It takes an ability to have strength in that base leg. Not only stability here, but rotational force while hinging at the hip on one leg. Okay, and I see like so many hobbyist jiu-jitsu guys can't even do an osoto. Okay, so there's no way you should even be doing an uchimata. Okay, and again, you have to be trained to break fall. Your partner has to know how to break fall so it's safe. Okay, so what's the alternative? So we're in this overhook, underhook battle here. Okay, from here, the first thing I need to look to do is break my partner's posture. Okay, and the way that I'm going to do that is just with a pivot of my hip. So the other thing here, okay, in judo, guys will stand a little bit more upright, but in jiu-jitsu, what's the thing? Everyone's butt is back, hips are down like this. Okay, you can make it go a little bit more higher here, right? So it's a lot harder to fit in here. Okay, so what we're going to do instead with the overhook, I'm going to step in between Nate's feet, and I'm just going to do a pivot here. You guys see that pivot? Okay, again, I'm just going to step and I'm going to pivot here. Notice how I'm getting Nate's hand to the floor. Okay, and maybe if I don't get his hand to the floor, at the very least, I make him hinge. So I step, pivot. Here, try to stay up, Nate. Okay, now, once I pivot, I'm going to look to commit my hand to the floor here. Now, from here, it's just a matter of me hopping my base leg towards Nate's base leg and then trapping with my attacking leg. So I'm going to show you guys here. We're here, I'm trying to control the wrist. Nate's not letting me control the wrist. I step, pivot, base, hop, and I look to trap his leg here. Okay? One more time. Let's go this way, and then I'm going to show how to stabilize the position. Okay, here, step, pivot, place my hand, bump the hip, and I'm hopping to trap the base leg. Now to solidify the pin, we need a near side underhook, okay? And it's best to force a half guard here so that you guys are in a good pin to transition to mount, okay? So I call this, I always tell my students, is the old man Uchimata. The reason why I think this is more effective than just a traditional Uchimata is the traditional standing Uchimata from the feet, it's such a high amplitude throw that even in judo, when people execute it perfect, they front roll over the top. Okay, and remember, if you guys are training jiu-jitsu, the fight just starts on the ground. Okay, so a lot of times I'll just do a slow Uchimata for it. I don't want to toss them, but we get here. This is what you see in jiu-jitsu. They do one, and Nate rolls through, boom, and then he ends up on top. Okay, that defeats the whole purpose of doing the takedown. Does it look cool? For sure. Okay, but return on investment, right? You did all that action just to end up on bottom. So we have to remember, again, there's two things. Like, I think if you're a hobbyist out there, there's people who just try to do jiu-jitsu like skating, right? You're just trying to land tricks. And there's people who try to be good. Okay, so if you're someone who wants to be good, okay, it's not the best return on investment to go for a full throw where you get rotated over. If you're just someone, you're like, hey, bro, I just want to do cool stuff. Okay, I want to do some John Wick stuff. It's like, all right, bro, then so be it. You can try to do your Uchimata. But again, if you're just trying to successfully take someone down and pin them, I think this is a much better alternative. Okay, so with that being said, that's the first move. Let me show you guys a little system from there. So however we get into this underhook overhook battle here, okay, I'm always going to look to step in front to start using my hip to break Nate's posture, right? But sometimes, as you step your hip through, your partner's going to circle away. Okay, now from here, I can still look to pivot, and I can look to step around Nate's leg here. So here, I go to step in front. He's running, like I'll post and then run around here. Okay, I'm blocking Nate's knee. So this is a technique that I learned from Adam Satyev. He's the brother of Buvaisar Satyev. They're these two brothers, greatest Russian wrestlers ever. Okay, and Adam was known for never shooting on the legs. He used a lot of upper body traps, okay, and like unorthodox techniques to get to the legs. Okay, so what he would do is he would trap the leg like this. He would sag on his partner so they'd get their hand to the floor. And there's two main finishes that he would use. The first one is he would try to scoop this leg and elevate it to the hip. Notice how Nate has to release his underhook. And now I can look to cover the hips and then break my partner down. Okay, the other way he would finish the takedown from there, okay, is as he would get around, if he wouldn't get if he can't shelf his partner's foot on the leg like so, if he couldn't do that, okay, what he would do is he would limp arm this overhook and he would catch the far leg here. Okay, now I find both of these very effective for jiu-jitsu, so let me show the whole system again. So I'm going to start with the old man Uchimata here. So we get in this underhook overhook battle. Step in front, pivot, hand to the floor, block the base leg. Here, near side underhook, flatten the hip, start looking him out. Second one, I go to step in. Okay, I go to step in, Nate runs from me, post my hand circle, trap the foot. If I can lean and elevate his leg, now I can finish the single leg. Okay, if I trap his foot and I can't scoop the leg, okay, I'm driving, I'm gonna limp arm and cut through. Here, finish on top. Okay, now that's just a basic system from there. Is there other options? Yeah, of course. Like I do, like if you can control the wrists, like I call it just a Uchimata step where you just bump the hip and then trip here. All that's great too. I just find that with a partner that has their butt back, okay, those options are hard. And a lot of times it's hard to control the wrist. Like every time he's going to re-pummel, right? He's going to re-pummel. So I'll just pivot and then we go in from there, okay? The cool thing is you guys can do it in reverse too. So even if I'm the one with the underhook, you guys can do the same things, right? Most common throw from here is the hip toss. Boom. So the old man hip toss. step in, pivot, get Nate's hands to the floor, and then again, I just chase down that base leg. Here. I'll do the second option. I step, I go pivot, Nate's running for me, I put my hand to the floor and I chase the angle. And we're in that same situation, but this time I have an underhook. Again, the idea is the same. I want to keep scooping that foot, try to elevate, single leg, climb to the body, break them down. If I can't lift right here, because I have the underhook, it's going to be hard to swing through. So the only variation here is if you get here, you can pull down on the shoulder, but then what I would do is come here and just switch to a regular single leg. You can cut back, finish from there. Okay? So that's it, guys. It's just a quick video. Again, I just want to put out another option because I've seen a lot of scary things in this situation. Like, I see students get here, you watch your open mats and like you could tell they're like, oh, I saw at 80cc they did it. And you see students want to attempt it, and it's just very dangerous, especially if it's not something you've trained and your partner's trained. If your partner's not aware of it, he doesn't know how to fall, you're going to make him face plant. Okay, I've seen people knock themselves out from here because they're opening their chest and they commit, boom, face plant. So again, guys, keep it safe. Okay, safe techniques are also very effective. Okay, try it out. Let us know. Share this with a training partner if you guys find it effective. Share it with the Uchi model lover in your gym. Okay, and if they're not going to use this, make sure they're doing their Uchi komis. Make sure they're going to the local judo dojo and perfecting their technique and being safe. As always, guys, please like and subscribe to support our channel, and we'll see you guys on the next one.